Good morning. Myself Dr. A. Kavita, Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering from M. Kumarasamy College of Engineering, Karur. This is the class for analog communication. Actually, in this session, let us see about introduction part. In this introduction, let us see about what is communication, what is modulation, and what are the types of modulation available. And we have to briefly discuss about amplitude modulation. So, what is communication? Communication is the process of establishing connection between two points for information exchange. So, from that, we can easily understand that we should know what is transmitter and we should know what is receiver, and in between we should have a channel. So for any communication we are in need of one transmitter, one receiver, and in between we will have one channel. So this is the communication block, and the communication is nothing but information exchange from one place to another place. So in this communication we are in need of modulation. So let us see about why modulation is required. Actually, from this figure we can understand that there is one source. That is, here we are considering that source will be a person and the destination. So the meaning is the man will reach one place, from one place to another place. For going from one place to another place, he is using one vehicle. So here it is, bus is used. So from this example we can understand why the modulation is required. So from this example, I would elaborate. If a person wants to go to Chennai, so there is a bus which will go to Chennai. That man is sitting inside the bus to go to Chennai. It is not a matter that if the bus goes to the Chennai, he will also go. So he will also go to the Chennai, only he sits inside the bus. So here bus is the carrier and man is the information. So the information will be travel for a long period or for a larger distance. There will be a one carrier is used. That carrier is carrying our low frequency signal. Actually the modulation is our low frequency signal, that is modulating signal, our voice signal, that information signal, that is called as modulating signal. One low frequency signal is carried by one high frequency signal. The meaning is the low frequency signal is not altered in any way. It is using that carrier signal. The carrier is carrying our original signal and it is going to the destination, and it will be reached in the destination. So this is the meaning. So this is the first point why modulation is required. And from this it is clear that modulation is why, because the information which is having a less power can't travel for a larger distance, that will put on the carrier which is having large power, that it can travel for the larger distance. The meaning is the carrier is used to travel for a longer distance, because our low frequency signal is having a less power, it can't travel for a larger distance. That's why we are using a carrier. So this is the first meaning. And second example let us take down, that is throwing a paper. If I want to throw a paper, if I want to throw a A4 sheet, what will happen? If I throw a paper, it can be reached, it can be dropped down the floor within a meter. If I want to know that whether the paper is moving for a longer distance, that time what I will do, I will round off the paper and then I will throw. So it can be reached within a meter, and I can make it an arrow and then I will throw. So it can be dropped down within 2 meters. So, and I want to throw it for a kilometer or half a kilometer, then what will I do? I will go to the top of the floor, top of the building, and then I will throw the paper. Then automatically it will reach some 3 meter distance. So if I want to throw a paper for a longer distance, what type of activities I am doing? One is the round of the paper and I am making the arrow mark, and another one thing is I can go to the top of the building. So the meaning is when I want to send my signal for a longer distance, I am in need of height antenna. So it is not possible for all the time. That's why I will do another one thing, that is I am taking a stone and I am wrapping my paper around that paper. So here that stone is acting as a carrier that is going to carry my paper. So I am taking a stone, and from that stone I am wrapping my paper, then that paper will be thrown. So it will reach half a kilometer or more than that 3 meters. So that's why I am using the modulation. So from that I can understand that to transmit a signal for a longer distance, I am using a modulation. Modulation is nothing but one carrier signal is going to carry my original signal. And another one thing is to reduce the antenna height. If you want to transmit my signal for a larger distance and it is in need of height antenna. So I want to reduce the antenna height, I am using the modulation. And not only these two things, I am using this modulation for the purpose of multiplexing more number of signals together, and as well as it is to reduce the noise and distortions. So apart from that, another one important thing is to reduce the equipment complexity, I am using the modulation. So the modulation is nothing but the carrier signal is going to carry my original signal, that is low frequency signal. My original signal is a low frequency signal. That signal is going to be carried by the carrier. This is for the purpose of to transmit the signal for a longer distance, and to reduce the antenna height, and to multiplex more number of signals together, and to reduce the noise and distortion, and to reduce the equipment complexity. Okay, so now we want to know that what is modulation. So modulation of a sine waveform transforms a baseband signal into the passband signal. The meaning is, actually it is going to transform from a low frequency information signal into a high frequency carrier signal. That is, a transformation will be done from low frequency to high frequency. That is known as modulation. Actually, modulation is the process of varying one or more properties of periodic waveform called carrier signal. That is, the properties of the carrier signal will be varied for an instantaneous incoming modulating signal. This is the meaning of modulation. So modulation is, the last slide I told that it is a transformation of low frequency signal into high frequency signal, or else we can tell it is a baseband message signal to passband signal. So here I am elaborating that into, that is a varying properties of carrier signal for every incoming modulating signal. So this is the meaning. So for this, I am in need of one device that is known as modulator. So modulator is a device that performs modulation in the transmitter, and there will be a demodulator. That demodulator is nothing but it is doing the process of reverse process of modulation, that is known as demodulator. So it will be placed in the receiver. So modulator will be placed in the transmitter, and the demodulator will be present in the receiver. A modem, normally we all know that there is a modem. Modem is nothing but modulator as well as demodulator. It can perform both the operations. So the modem is for the purpose of doing modulation as well as demodulation. So for doing modulation, I am in need of device that is known as modulator. Okay. So now let us elaborate the definition. That is, modulation is the process of superimposing low frequency signal on a high frequency carrier signal. Actually, our information signal, that is a low frequency signal. So the low frequency signal can't be travel for a longer distance. That's why we are going for the carrier. That's why we are using the modulation. The first point we know that. So here we are expanding the definition into, modulation is the process of superimposing low frequency information signal on a high frequency carrier signal. We can tell like that. But the exact definition we are going that modulation is defined as the process by which some characteristics means the characteristics are amplitude, frequency, phase. So the modulation is defined as the process of varying the varying the properties of the carrier signal with respect to the instantaneous modulating signal. So let us define that modulation is defined as the process by which some characteristics, usually amplitude, frequency or phase of a carrier is varied in accordance with the instantaneous value of some other voltage. That some other voltage here is a modulating voltage. The meaning is, with respect to the instantaneous modulating voltage, the carrier characteristics will be changed. So by using that only we are doing the modulation process. This is the meaning of modulation. So for this modulation, the modulator is required. The modulator is having two input. One is information, that is our modulating signal, that is a low frequency signal, and it is in need of another one input, that is a carrier signal. This carrier signal is a high frequency signal. It is generated by using RF oscillator. So the modulator is having two input. One is a low frequency information signal, that is called as modulating signal, and another one is high frequency carrier signal. That carrier is generated by the RF oscillator. So the modulation will be done and the output will be the modulated signal. So for a modulator, the incoming low frequency signal is called as a modulating signal, and the output will be the modulated signal. The modulated signal will be the high frequency signal. So this is the process of modulation. So let us take the basic building block of all the signal as either sinusoidal wave or cosine wave. So let us take down the sinusoidal wave. So let us discuss about the characteristics. So the characteristics of sinusoidal wave is already we know that it is having amplitude, and this sinusoidal wave is represented by using amplitude with respect to time. So it is having amplitude, that is one characteristics, and time is another one characteristics. And apart from that, we are having another one characteristics that is called as frequency. That frequency is equal to 1 by period, that is inversely proportional with the time. So frequency is equal to 1 by period. So these three things are known as characteristics of sinusoidal waveform. So we can write the equation by using this characteristics. So here we are writing that V sin omega t plus pi. So V is the amplitude of this sinusoidal waveform, and omega is 2 pi f. 2 pi f, f is a frequency, and t is the time period, plus pi is the phase angle. So here either we can take amplitude as one characteristics and frequency is one characteristics, or time is one characteristics, or we can take phase is one characteristics. So here we already told, we have already known that the modulation is the process of changing any characteristics of carrier signal with respect to instantaneous modulating signal. Here the characteristics what we are considered here as amplitude, frequency and phase angle. So with respect to all these things, we are going to write its equation. The sinusoidal waveform equation is V sin omega t plus pi. So V is the amplitude of the corresponding sinusoidal signal, so we can vary the V. And another one thing is omega. Omega is 2 pi f. 2 pi f is frequency. So f is frequency. Here we can change the frequency. That is another one characteristics. That is either we can change the amplitude of the carrier signal, or we can change the frequency of the characteristic signal, frequency of the carrier signal, or we can change the phase angle of the carrier signal, that is pi. So this is the basic characteristics of sinusoidal waveform. So with respect to changes in the carrier signal, we are classifying its modulation type. One is amplitude modulation, that is amplitude of the carrier signal is varied in accordance with the incoming modulating signal, means that is known as modulating signal, that is known as amplitude modulation. Here the amplitude is changing, here the amplitude of the carrier is changing, means that is amplitude modulation. If the frequency of the carrier signal is varying with respect to instantaneous modulating signal, means that is known as frequency modulation. Here the frequency is changing. So here we can write this as V sin omega t plus pi, that is the equation of the sinusoidal waveform. Here we are changing the frequency. So and another one thing is phase modulation. In the phase modulation, we can change the phase angle of the carrier signal. So with respect to changes in the characteristics, we are telling its modulation type. Here there are three types of modulation we are classifying. One is amplitude modulation, and another one is frequency modulation, and another one is phase modulation. In the amplitude modulation, amplitude of the carrier signal is varied, and in the frequency modulation, frequency of the carrier signal is varied with respect to the instantaneous modulating signal, and in the case of phase is varied of the carrier signal with respect to the modulating signal is known as phase modulation. Okay, so this is a definition is given here. There is amplitude modulation, frequency modulation and phase modulation. There is amplitude of the carrier is varying with respect to the instantaneous modulating signal is known as amplitude modulation, and frequency of the carrier is changing with respect to the incoming modulating signal, that is known as frequency modulation, and phase modulation is nothing but the carrier phase angle is varying with respect to the incoming modulating signal. Okay, here we are having two signals, no, because we are having one information and another one is a carrier signal. So here there are two types of information, input information, either it may be analog or it may be a digital, and carrier is, in the carrier we are varying the amplitude, either amplitude or frequency or phase. So with respect to this, we are dividing this into three types of modulation. So here we are writing it as, so here the equation will be V sin omega sin 2 pi fct plus phase. So here this is amplitude, this V is known as amplitude. We can vary this amplitude. that is known as amplitude modulation. Here we are considering it as a carrier signal, so we can vary this. So this is known as amplitude modulation. And here this is a frequency, so the frequency can be varied, then it is known as frequency of the carrier is varied, this is known as frequency modulation. And phase, so the phase of the carrier will be varied, that is known as phase modulation. These both things, that is a carrier, that is a frequency and phase modulation, is along with known as angle modulation. So this is known as amplitude modulation, and this frequency modulation and phase modulation is known as angle modulation. Here in the case of angle modulation is a variation of one of these two parameters. So in the case of angle modulation we can consider both this frequency and phase. If any one is changes, if any parameter will be changes, that is if FC is changes, then we can consider it as an angle modulation, or if phase angle is changes, then we will consider it as a phase modulation. So this is the final equation. So let us consider this will be the modulated waveform equation. So let us consider this will be the modulated waveform equation. Here it is a V of t. In the case of amplitude modulation, we are writing this equation will be V of t sine 2 pi fct pi. Here V of t is with respect to time. Here there is a change in the amplitude of the carrier. So the final carrier waveform equation is given here. That is a modulated waveform equation is given here. Here the amplitude of the carrier is varying for every time, for every instantaneous modulating signal. So that I have represented it as V of t sine 2 pi fct plus pi. In the case of angle modulation, there is no change in the amplitude. So there is no change in the amplitude. The amplitude of the carrier signal will remains constant. In the case of angle modulation, the amplitude of the carrier remains constant, but there is a change in the FC as well as pi of t. Because in the case of angle modulation, let us consider either FM modulation or PM modulation. So there is a change in the FC or pi. So there it will be represented as pi of t. So here there is no change in the amplitude. The amplitude remains constant. In the modulated waveform of the angle modulation, there is no change in the amplitude. But in the case of amplitude modulation, there is no change in the frequency as well as phase, because there is no change in the angle side, but there is a change in the amplitude of the carrier is varying. So this is the meaning. So let us understand what is frequency and what is phase. To understand the difference between the phase and frequency, a signal can be thought of using a phasor diagram. By using phasor diagram, we can measure what is phase, what is frequency. So here the distance from the center. So here we are considering x-axis and y-axis. So here the distance from the center is the signal's amplitude. So here it is signal amplitude. From the center it is the amplitude. Let us consider it will be the amplitude. The angle from the positive horizontal axis. So the here that is the angle from the positive horizontal axis is the phase. So here we are considering it as the amplitude, and this will be the phase. Okay, and we should know what is frequency. Here the change in the phase over a time period is known as frequency. Here it is amplitude, and it is, so here it is what we thought as this is a phase. So from the center it is amplitude, and from the positive horizontal axis we are considering it as a phase. So here, and we should know what is frequency. Here we are considering it as this amplitude, this signal is moving from here to here. So that time the change in the phase over time is known as signal's frequency. Okay, let us consider. So we can track the car. So we can take one NASCAR. So here we track the car by its position. By its position we are tracking the car. So similarly in signals we are track the signals by its phase. So normally we are tracking the signal by its phase. So this is its position on the phasor diagram. By using phasor diagram we can track. And here the car is moving from here to here or here to here. We are considering here the car is moving from here to here. From that what we are finding, how fast the car is going. So similarly in signals we track the signal's velocity by its frequency, because here from here to here, if suppose we are measuring, then it is known as frequency. So here tracking the signal's velocity by its frequency. Actually here already I told that this is the phase, here the angle, the signal's position is measured by using the phase, and the frequency is that is change of phase divided by change of time is known as frequency. So here how fast this car, so we are measuring that is when the car is moving from here to here, we can measure how fast the car. So similarly, when the signal is moving from here to here, that is the velocity by its frequency. The signal movement is measured by using its frequency. So the phase is pi and frequency is change of phase divided by change of time. So phase is pi and frequency is the ratio between change of phase to the change of time. So this is about the basic things, and let us start the amplitude modulation. That is the meaning of amplitude of the carrier signal is varied with respect to instantaneous modulating signal. So let us start from its derivation. So here let us consider Em of t be the modulating signal. So let us consider there will be a modulating signal. For a modulator, it is in need of two signals. One is modulating signal and another one is a carrier signal. So we have to write it as a Em of t is the modulating signal. So we are writing this equation Em of t. This is a modulating signal. So its amplitude is Em, capital Em, sine 2 pi Fm of t. So here Em is maximum amplitude of the modulating signal and Fm is maximum frequency of the modulating signal. So this is a sinusoidal waveform, so we are representing it as a sine. So here I am representing my modulating signal. That modulating signal is my low frequency signal, that is the original signal. So here Em of t can be expressed as Em sine 2 pi Fmt. So similarly for carrier signal, I have to write Ec of t be the carrier signal. So I am writing it as Ec of t is equal to Ec sine 2 pi Fct. So here Ec is maximum amplitude of the carrier signal and Fc is maximum frequency of the carrier signal. So here I am having two signals. One is modulating signal, that is my low frequency information signal, and another one is carrier signal. It is generated by RF oscillator. It is a high frequency signal. So I am having two expressions. One is Em of t is equal to Em sine 2 pi Fmt and Ec of t is equal to Ec sine 2 pi Fct. So I am going to modulate these two signals using amplitude modulation. The amplitude modulation is amplitude of the carrier is varied for every incoming modulating signal. So this is the signal. So I am going to write Eam. So I am going to write it as Eam. So Eam will be Ec plus Em of t. So Em of t is my modulating signal and Ec is here amplitude of the carrier is changing. So I am taking it as Ec plus Em of t. So I am writing it as this equation. From the equation 1 and 2, I have to take this Em of t. So Ec plus this can be expanded as Em, capital Em, that is its amplitude sine 2 pi Fmt. So in this equation I have to take this Ec outside. So whenever I am taking Ec outside, then this will be Ec into 1 plus Em by Ec sine 2 pi Fmt. So I am considering this Em by Ec will be the modulation index or depth of modulation, and I am writing it as M suffix a or M, small m, that is a modulation index. So I have to write it as Eam, that is amplitude of the modulated signal. Because the incoming will be the modulating signal, the output of the modulator will be the modulated signal. So Eam is equal to Ec into 1 plus M. M is a modulation index, that is equal to Em by Ec, that is amplitude of the modulating signal divided by amplitude of the carrier signal into sine 2 pi Fmt. This is my equation 4, and here we can put it as a small m or Ma, because here it is for amplitude modulation. I am put it as a Ma, M suffix a. So Eam, there is an amplitude modulated. This is known as amplitude modulated and this is known as modulating signal. Input signal will be the modulating signal and the output will be the modulated signal. The modulated signal amplitude will be equal to, that is Eam is equal to Ec 1 plus Ma sine 2 pi Fmt. So Ma is equal to here, this Ma is, that is amplitude modulation index, that is equal to Em by Ec, or it can be called as depth of modulation. So I have to take the amplitude modulated waveform equation. So only I have find the amplitude of the modulated waveform. So I have to find the equation of the amplitude modulated waveform. EAM of t is equal to EAM, that is the amplitude, sine 2 pi FCT, because here the carrier is carrying my original signal. Because the carrier amplitude is changing, there is no change in the frequency, so I have to take as it is, sine 2 pi FCT, because that low frequency signal is superimposing on my high frequency signal, so its frequency is sine 2 pi FCT. My amplitude modulated waveform, amplitude is EAM and its frequency is sine 2 pi FCT. I have to substitute all these things in the equation. Finally I will get EAM of t is equal to EC 1 plus, because already I have that formula, EC 1 plus MA sine 2 pi FMT. I have to substitute that EC 1 plus MA sine 2 pi FMT sine 2 pi FCT. So this is the representation of the waveform. This is message signal. That is a low frequency signal. This is message signal, or it can be called as modulating signal. This can be drawn with respect to amplitude, with respect to time. And similarly, I have to take the carrier signal. This is a high frequency signal. That's why I have drawn very closer to each other. So this is a carrier signal and its amplitude is EC and this is time. So this is in the message signal, its amplitude is EM. That's why I have written as EM sine 2 pi FMT. And this is a carrier signal. It can be written as EC sine 2 pi FCT. Its amplitude is EC. And this is my modulated waveform. The meaning is the carrier signal is carrying my original signal. Here my low frequency signal is superimposing on my carrier signal. There is no change in its frequency. Its amplitude is changing. Here the amplitude of the carrier is changing each and every time for the incoming modulated signal. Actually this is my message signal. This is my modulating signal. For every time there is a change in the input of the carrier. So this is known as amplitude modulated curve. This is known as envelope. So its amplitude consists of EC plus EM plus EC. So EC plus EM or EM plus EC, because here its amplitude every time for the incoming modulating signal, every time the amplitude is changing. So this is the maximum amplitude of this envelope and this is the minimum amplitude of the envelope. So this is the amplitude modulated waveform. So from this waveform we can understand that the amplitude of the carrier, actually this is a carrier amplitude, this is EC is carrier amplitude and EMS modulating signal amplitude or message signal amplitude. For every time in the modulated waveform, the amplitude of the carrier is varying. So here the amplitude of the carrier is varying. There is no change in the frequency. So this is known as amplitude modulated waveform and also it is called as envelope. Okay, and modulation index, actually it is a ratio of modulating signal amplitude to the carrier amplitude. Okay, the percentage modulation can be calculated as capital M, that is equal to small m, that is a modulation index into 100. When it is multiplied by 100, then it is known as percentage modulation. So this is a waveform known as under modulated wave. If m is less than 1, then this is the waveform for modulated waveform. It is known as under modulated curve, meaning is actually this m value is less than 1. So here this waveform won't touch this 0 point. This waveform won't touch the 0 point. So here under modulation. If it is 100% modulation or m is equal to 1, then this waveform will touch this 0 line. So this is under modulated waveform. This is over modulated waveform, meaning is m is greater than 1. The percentage modulation will be greater than 100. So here it will reach, the positive cycle will reach the negative cycle. So the modulation occur in the positive side, modulation will occur in the negative also. So the negative side modulation will occur in the positive also. This is over modulated waveform. So this is under modulated waveform. The meaning is m is less than 1. It won't touch this 0 line. If it is 100, then it will touch this 0 line. If it is more than that 100, that is a percentage modulation is more than 100 or m is greater than 1, then the positive cycle will reach the negative point and negative cycle will reach the positive point. This is known as over modulated wave. This is one example curve. This is 50% modulation. That is the meaning of 0.5. m is equal to 0.5. 50% means the modulation index m is equal to 0.5. That time it won't touch this 0 line. This is the 0 axis. So the modulation will be like this. and this is 100% modulation. At the 100% modulation, it will touch this line. So m is equal to 1. This is the meaning of m is equal to 1. And this is 150% modulation. What is happening is the positive side will reach the negative side for the modulation. So here it is above that 0 line, and at 100% or m is equal to 1, it is exactly at 0 point. If it is greater than 100% or m, if that is a percentage modulation is greater than 100% or small m, that is a modulation index is greater than 1, then this curve will reach the negative side, and negative side curve will reach the positive side. So this is known as over modulation, and this is known as critical modulation, and this is known as under modulation. Okay, so I have to expand my equation. Already I know that EAM of t is equal to EC plus EM sin 2 pi FMT and sin 2 pi FCT. I have to substitute all these things together, and I have to find this value. So m is equal to EM by EC. So from that I can extract that EM is equal to M into EC or MA into EC. So I have to substitute things here. So EC plus, instead of EM, I have to substitute MA into EC. So MA into EC sin 2 pi FMT sin 2 pi FCT. So here it is a sin A sin B formula. I have to substitute. This is sin A and this is sin B. Here it is EC plus MA. There is a modulation index, again EC, because I am taking all the things in terms of EC, because I have already known that this curve is having, this curve amplitude is changing with respect to carrier. With respect to incoming signal, the amplitude of the carrier is changing. So I have to write this equation in terms of EC. So I have to take this EM in terms of EC. So this is equal to MAEC. So I am substituting this as EC plus MAEC. MAEC sin 2 pi FMT into sin 2 pi FCT. Here it is a sin A and this is sin B formula. So I have to substitute that. So finally I will get EAM of t is equal to EC sin 2 pi FCT plus MA EC by 2, because sin A sin B is equal to sin A plus B divided by 2, and then sin A minus B divided by 2, no? So that's why I have to substitute that. So EAM of t is equal to EC sin 2 pi FCT plus MA EC by 2 cos 2 pi FC minus FM of t minus MA EC by 2 cos 2 pi FC plus FM of t. So here finally I am getting one waveform. So this consists of FC and then FC plus FM and then FC minus FM. So my incoming signal frequency is FM, carrier frequency is FC. So this is my final modulated waveform. From this modulated waveform, what I know that this final modulated waveform consists of one unmodulated carrier signal. So it consists of one unmodulated carrier signal plus FC minus FM. No, so this FC minus FM is known as lower sideband. This FC minus FM is known as lower sideband, because FC is carrier signal, FC minus FM, this is considered as lower sideband with the amplitude of MA EC by 2. And another one signal, that is FC plus FM. So this is known as upper sideband signal, FC plus FM. So I am considering it as upper sideband signal, and its amplitude is MA EC by 2. The meaning is the final modulated waveform consists of one unmodulated carrier and one lower sideband frequency and one upper sideband frequency. This is shown in this diagram already. This from this waveform. Actually this is my original message signal and this is carrier signal. This carrier is carrying my original signal. So here the output, this is known as envelope, or this is known as modulated waveform. So here I am having one carrier signal. So inside there will be a carrier, no? So there is a carrier signal and one lower frequency signal, FC minus FM. So there is one lower frequency signal and another FC plus FM, and one higher frequency signal, that is a upper sideband and lower sideband. So for AM modulated waveform, the modulated wave consists of three signals. Three signals. One is carrier signal, and another one thing is lower sideband signal, and another one thing is upper sideband signal. So for transmitting this amplitude modulated waveform, the bandwidth requirement will be 2 FM, because it is transmitting three signals. One is unmodulated carrier signal, lower sideband signal, and upper sideband signal. So this is the waveform for the modulated waveform in amplitude modulation. So this is the frequency spectrum. This is the frequency spectrum for AM waveform. So here this is the waveform representation of the AM modulated waveform. So this is the waveform representation, and here I have to show the frequency spectrum. So this is the frequency spectrum. Here the carrier signal, that is having the frequency of Fc, having the amplitude of EC, and there is Fc minus Fm, that is a lower sideband signal. Lower sideband signal is having the amplitude of EC MA by 2 and upper sideband signal. So we can represent it as FLSB. Instead of Fc minus Fm, we can represent it as FLSB. And this is having the amplitude of MAEC by 2. And another one signal, that is a Fc plus Fm, that is a upper sideband signal. So instead of representing it as Fc plus Fm, we can represent it as FUSB, that is upper sideband with the amplitude of EC MA by 2. So this is the one animation for AM modulation. So here this is original signal, and this is audio signal. Audio oscillator is producing the audio signal, and this is a signal generated by the oscillator, that is a carrier signal, and this is a modulator. So the modulated waveform will be like this, and it's this is the modulated waveform, that is a envelope. And similarly for this modulated waveform, there will be a frequency spectrum. So this is having Fc, Fc plus Fa, and Fc minus Fa. So this is about amplitude modulation, and this is for AM over modulation, that is percentage modulation will be greater than 100, or if it is small m is greater than 1. So this is a percentage modulation. For 50% modulation, for 50 and 75, it is not touching that line. So more than 100, then it is the modulation is going to the next place. That is a positive will go to the negative, and negative will go to the positive. So this is about amplitude modulation. Okay, thank you.